O1 Pro is ChatGPT's newest model that costs $200 a month. And let me tell you, I tried it for coding, and it's probably one of the smartest models I've ever had a chance to play with. So in this video, I'm going to go over the exact code that I asked it to write. I'm going to compare it to Claude, to Gemini, and even to regular O1. And by the end, I'll tell you, should you get it, should you not get it, and whether or not it's worth it. So I just upgraded to ChatGPT O1 Pro mode. I was pretty hesitant. It's $200 a month. I saw people saying that it was really good. And within about 5 minutes, I can already tell that it is genuinely a step function above any other model I've used. And I'm going to show you exactly how I know and how I got to that point. So I tried this code, same prompt, same everything, with every model available. Gemini, Claude, O1, they all did not even remotely come close to the answer that I got O1 Pro mode to do. So what were we trying to do, or what was I trying to do? We had a code base that we needed to refactor. Specifically, our front end, what we needed to do is move towards a data grid, which is this sort of Glide app. And for our product, it's just like basically a spreadsheet with a bunch of updates. And in the product itself, there's a lot of things happening. Now, I did it in a really bad way, and it caused the whole app to be laggy and pretty much crashed. So we had a bunch of real-time updates coming in, and we're using Electric SQL. And the caveat is that the docs and none of this is in the training set. So I have to explain to the models like what it is and what's going on. So here's the code base. There's a couple of files. It's actually all in this giant prompts.md folder because there's just so many intertwining files. I had to include it here. I pasted docs. I pasted a bunch of stuff. And then it's around like 14,000 tokens of sort of like files and stuff. So we have this use sheet hook. It uses like a shape hook from Electric SQL, which then sort of is like uses a React use effect, and pretty much this is just like crashing it. And then we have, and that file's about 200 lines of code. We have this other one which is like 850 lines of code, and then we have another one here. I forgot where it is. There's so many lines of code. It's about like another 250. So about 4 files that are all pretty intertwined that need to be refactored. There's a bunch of other things as well because we're using React Query. Anyways, point is it's a very long and messy code base, right? Now, what I wanted to do was just basically be like, please fix it for me. I don't want to do this. This is pretty annoying. And I gave the same prompt to all of the models, and this is what they gave to me. So I'll go first to O1 Pro mode. And the devils are sort of in the details here, where you kind of have to know exactly why there are performance issues or what issues are happening to like be able to be like, oh wow, this is a good answer. So here it thought for a minute, and it gives me a very, very detailed answer. So it says below is a set of guidelines and instructions, and it gives me the detailed answer. So it says remove the logic for the query set client. And it's because that's what's causing the re-renders. And then the nice thing is I am getting rid of the use effects. And then it says I go to this file, make these changes, and then it tells me, what are the things to change, what are the updates, blah, 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 blah. And then actually I say, can you implement it? Takes another 3 minutes and 24 seconds to do it. Okay. This all looks pretty good. I don't have to go and implement it. But even before I implement it, let me show you what Claude did and what ChatGPT did. So this is O1. This is not GPT-4. This is just O1. And let me go here. So it gives me like a pretty good answer. That was the code that I pasted. It says, so here, things for only 14 seconds. And it already starts to say, okay, passed it some refs. Doesn't mention that I should remove the use effect hooks, which is actually what's causing the re-rendering, which is causing it to be so laggy. And then, okay, so get rid of that. But then it says like, keep a stable internal keep a use state for whatever reason. Like, I don't understand why. We still have this use effect, which is like the original reason that our app is re-rendering. So overall, like I can already tell at a quick glance that this doesn't seem to be the right answer. And then it tells me like half right answer. But now, okay, so we had O1 Pro, we had O1. Now let's go to Claude. And this is Claude's answer. So I don't really know like what to say. This is the best I could come up with, which I'm going to tell you right now is worthless. Now let's go to Gemini. So Gemini, actually, this is the new 1206 model that came out today. And actually, I can already tell from like a quick glance that this model is quite good. It says, I gave it a prompt, really basic system instructions, so I tried to keep it simple. And I gave it the exact same prompt, right? I said, okay, it tells me what I need to do, but then it says here, for some reason, it tells me to create another shape stream, which I don't think I need. Still, we have this. So it's like not exactly what I'm looking for. Like I can already tell at a glance that this, we have a use effect. Like this is pretty much what is causing our app to be laggy. So already this answer is discontinued. And then I also had it in Cursor, and I can actually just go in. I tried it here. So I can say here, I go to Composer, and here it gave me like a solution, but it just, yeah, like honestly, I'm reading this and this is worthless. So for my initial test of this one task, and I haven't actually implemented it yet, but the nuance and detail that 01 Pro mode provides is genuinely a step function above anything I've used yet. Like this was a really, really complicated sort of refactor, not in the sense that, there's like 500 files, but because as you saw, there's like a lot of optimizations to be made, when to use reuse effect. And then I also remember I pasted these docs. I actually pasted in the prompt, I gave it a code example of like how you're supposed to do it. And to me, this just says like, okay, this model is actually thinking about what it is answering, because I'm reading through it and a lot of this makes sense, and actually just gives me the whole, written code as well, which took like 3 minutes. So overall, I am very, very impressed. I would say that it's very, like, I'm not sure when you would need the $200 a month. I think if you're doing like greenfield starter projects, maybe not. Honestly, I do think it's worth trying it out. Like, I think it's worth paying the $200 even for a month and seeing if it's useful. This feels like something else. Like this to me is a pretty powerful model, and hopefully this kind of, it shows you the kind of task that I'm doing, which is not trivial, like by any means. This is like, you have to read docs, you're referencing, what are the best things to like produce re-renders, and there's like 2 different docs that again like are not even in the training set, right? Like it doesn't know about these things, and it does a really good job. So yeah, that's my review. I will add that I think the new Gemini model, again, just like a quick, just reading over it, pretty good. I think it was able to give like a pretty okay answer, and I'm actually pretty impressed. Again, like I'm actually really not impressed with Claude. Like what on earth is this answer? Yeah, that's it.